Welcome back to another episode of Full Beans. And on today's show, we got Schumacher to Indy, Penske takes action, and of course, the Indy road course race.
Beans!
Race 5. Shirts stink. Underwear is on the way. Like I said last week, or last race, purchased the Connor Daly hat. Next is the Connor Daly thong. That one to see, you're going to have to subscribe to our OnlyFans. Hopefully we can get Connor on our OnlyFans. Hopefully we get Connor here. Connor, we're coming for you. Race 5. Ozzy, are we going to go? Are we going to continue going?
We're keeping going till we get Connor Daly on this show right here.
100 races, 200 races, whatever it takes.
We're committed, like I said before, and we want Connor Daly on here. Watch our old videos to see why. So with that being said, Connor Daly, you're invited to our show.
Let's get to the show. Schumacher to Indy.
David, before you say anything,
Okay.
to all the audience out there, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment this video. And
Turn
share.
on that bell notification so you know when we drop videos.
So, because it's gonna get a spicy one. The next few months are gonna be good. So, with that being said, Schumacher to link to IndyCar. What do you think, David? Mick Schumacher has been out of the F1 world for a year now, or two?
2
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, I think 2 years.
The son of the legendary F1
Yeah.
driver, Michael Schumacher, linked to Indy, Prema, and linked to another different F1 linkage
Okay.
to Indy. Like we were saying, we like the idea of Prema coming over to Indy. It'd be interesting to have such a historic F1 name also in the Indy.
In the Indy scene, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So Prema is set to join IndyCar in 2025, and one of their drivers that they're linked
Potential drivers.
is Mick Schumacher. And
Currently racing in World Endurance
yeah, for the Alpine
for
team.
your team.
Yeah, Alpine team, endurance team. I think they're okay. They're not that great, but he's racing there. Mick Schumacher is not new to the Prema team. That's where he won his F2 championship in 2020, the year of the COVID. So good to see. I think it could be a way to bring him back into the conversation for him to go to F1, no? Because
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. Well, I mean, yeah. Yes. I think it could link him back if everything that we say is coming to fruition where we're thinking F1 and Indy can work together, then yes, he could possibly go back, make his way back to F1.
And the only reason I say that is because I think besides F1, what is another big open wheel racing?
Arguably
series?
the biggest is IndyCar.
IndyCar is the biggest?
It's the biggest.
It's got to be the
biggest.
biggest.
It's the biggest. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
IndyCar is
Action packed. Never know who's gonna win. None of that
Drama-filled.
boring drama.
Yeah.
Never know who's. None of that. Same person wins every week.
Unfiltered radio messages coming through.
Yeah.
So,
The apex of the sport.
yeah.
IndyCar. So if anything, he'd be going down a step going F1.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see if everything comes true.
I hope he does. It'll be badass.
It'll
to
be
have him
interesting.
there.
It'll be super. I think it'll be
It'll be
really
a positive.
cool to see everything. Yeah, definitely overall positive. Indy continue to grow.
Mick Schumacher is a big name throughout the world, so for him to come to Indy, it's going to bring more eyes to the IndyCar Series. So I think it's a definitely plus. Hopefully it happens, and let's get on to the more serious stuff.
Yes,
Penske.
Penske has concluded their internal investigation of what happened at the Long Beach Grand Prix, where they had access to push the pass when should not have.
It happened at the
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
Sorry, correction. Yes, thank you, co-host Ozzy. St. Petersburg race had access to push the pass when they should not have had access. How many guys are getting suspended? 4 guys.
4 guys.
Yeah, 4 guys.
Luke Mason, number 2 race engineer. Robbie Atkinson, senior data engineer. Ron, sorry if we butcher your name. Ron Rusinski, managing director, and Tim Sendrick, Penske president.
Oh,
All
wow.
suspended for 2 races.
And the Indy 500?
No, I think the 2 races.
Is including the Indy 500.
Yeah, the road course and the Indy 500.
Gotcha. Okay.
Statement, no pay? Who knows? Statement from Roger Penske is going to be brought to you by the lovely voice of Frankie.
From Roger Penske. I recognize the magnitude of what occurred and the impact it continues to have on the sport to which I've dedicated so many decades. Everyone at Team Penske, along with our fans and business partners, should know that I apologize for the errors that were made, and I deeply regret them.
So, do you think this is serious? Like, is it a sincere apology? Is it fake? Do you think these are scapegoats? Were they the actual culprits?
Man, it's tough to say. Really, in the world of motorsports and everybody's looking at you, obviously you got to do something.
Everything in PR.
Yeah, exactly. The world of PR. I think he sincerely means it. What's it called?
They have been continuing to just take it on the chin.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be hiding from it.
Yeah, and I think it does make it easier on them to do all this, be as transparent as they can be, because they have been winning. So it does make it easier for them to not hide anything, if that makes sense.
I guess, yeah.
But I think it's sincere. I think Penske has been a name in the racing world for a very long time. So, what's it called? I doubt they wouldn't want to ruin their name or their reputation over one little simple race incident, right? That happened. I know it's a big thing that did happen with that push to pass, because it hasn't happened before. But I think
Indy, dished out penalties that have never been dished out before.
Exactly. But I don't think it's that penalty and this mistake is a big enough magnitude where they're gonna risk the run. They're gonna risk the reputation of their name.
I see that.
So I think it's sincere. So it's good for the Penske team to be as transparent as they are. They're taking action. They know what they messed up and they're taking accountability for it. So that's a big boy move to do, what a lot of people don't do in the world. No accountability.
Ozzy hates taking accountability. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah. Pointing fingers. Pointing the fingers, dude.
We're gonna be like the Office scene.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Anyway, so good for Penske. I mean, I think that, like I said, taking it on the chin.
Yeah,
they seem to be taking all the correct steps to righting the wrong, and we'll see how it continues.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the
good thing is their team's been doing pretty good.
They've been bouncing back, so it really shows their character as far as they can stay united and put some results forward. Not in this race. Now we go on to the race. The race before the Indy 500, one of the biggest races
in the road race, road GP.
Road race, yeah.
Road course.
Something like that. Yeah. It changes every year to a different name.
Pretty action-packed first couple laps.
It was.
The race in general was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I enjoyed the race.
I mean, for a lot of the race, I thought Lundgaard was going to take it. He was pretty solid.
He was.
And then the old, I mean, not even old, but
more experience, I guess, being in the front.
Pops up again, Alex Palou.
Yeah.
Taking the dub.
Taking the victory.
First dub of the year?
Yeah.
First dub of the year.
Besides that thermal
we don't
race,
count that. I mean, it's not a point scoring, but
yeah.
Willpower continuing to look strong.
He does.
He's looking real strong.
He's looking good, dude.
He's looking really good.
He's out to get that victory.
Yeah, Scott Dixon looking strong again. The old fox.
Yeah, the old Kiwi.
And then there's the young Kiwi, Marcus Armstrong, who sour taste in our mouths. We won't get there.
Yeah,
we said we were gonna take the high road, so we'll gloss over that.
And then
another disappointing race
for the man,
the myth, the legend.
Pato.
Okay, I was like, I don't know who I'm referencing. But Pato had a bad race. Our man here, fan favorite, Rosenquist, not the best race.
Dude, he didn't start that. He qualified okay. I think like in the top 10 or something like that.
He did. It's just I
fell
don't know,
back.
man. We need to get him going.
Yeah,
We need to get him going, man.
yeah, he has a lot of great potential to be fighting up at the top for wins, dude. So we see. Yeah, in the beginning it was a good race. Palou had the pole position, and then Lundgaard takes that first place away, and then we get a not a crash, but like a scuffle in the back of the
There was a bit of a scuffle
in the back of the grid. And what's it called? One thing I think that coming into this race, as far as the weekend, Ferrucci being a little
right
spicy
here,
tamale.
Santino Ferrucci and Roman Grosjean, these are heating up.
They are.
Things are heating up. So the Phoenix and our man over here, Santino, they're getting
Saying some fighting words.
Elbows are out.
Yeah.
Elbows are out. Santino runs Grosjean off the road.
Yeah.
There was a bit of an altercation 2 weeks ago in Barber. And
Barber, yeah.
It looks like, Barbara, who's that? It looks like things are continuing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw afterwards, Santino pretty much told him, if he wants to talk, come over here and talk.
Damn.
So things are getting spicy over there.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's going to continue for good racing. It was funny what he said. He's like, these aren't F1 cars. He goes, we can throw our elbows, essentially. Ferrucci said essentially that these are not F1 cars. They're not as delicate. And that we can go at it.
Yeah, which is kind of true on that first like couple laps, the first 5-10 laps. You can see some elbows were being thrown out.
Elbows are out.
Elbows are out.
Which is why, as I was saying earlier, Indy is better than F1. I will continue to say it all day, every day, until Indy invites us to a Grand Prix, in which case I will completely turn my opinion around. And I will say anything to kiss ass to get to an F1 race or Indy race.
There you go. What's it called? So it's like we're kind of watching now that Indy is kind of a mix of F1 and NASCAR, right?
NASCAR. Then this is what I was gonna say. Perfect segue.
All right.
Is it an American thing that the racers, they just got to be fighting?
Yeah.
How many times you see after the race of a NASCAR race, you see someone run into a different pit? You see them run into a different box to go beat up another racer.
And these guys start swinging.
That's what I'm saying. They're coming in swinging.
It's none of this pushing, scuffing around. You know, it's a swing. A freaking fist is thrown.
I mean, it's what I've been wanting to do to Ozzy for so many years. Just run at him, suck him in the face. You know.
Save that till we can make some money off.
We're gonna have a
boxing match.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have a good old flagpole. Meet me at 3 p.m. right there after school. Okay.
Anyway, so interesting that things are getting spicy in the world of Indy.
I know. I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've only watched IndyCar for like maybe 3 seasons, and I don't think it's ever been this kind of heated before, has it? As far as
I don't know, because it does seem like we have some battles brewing.
It does.
Where
right? There's some
incident happened last week or last race,
and
then there's continuation onto the next race.
Yeah.
Last race at Barbara, I can't remember off the top of my head. There was a similar situation where it was a continuation of a different race issue. Things looking very, very, very good.
Tensions are going up, so it's interesting to see.
We'll see if we get some swings in this season.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a funny one.
Yeah. Theo Pourchaire, not a great race.
Bro,
announced this week. I think it was this week.
Yeah.
He will be keeping the seat. Ozzy jinxed
Man.
Malukas.
I didn't
Ozzy jinxed
Malukas.
Malukas.
Crazy.
If you watch our last Indy podcast, he was like, is Malukas even racing anymore? And now he is not. So be careful out there, racers. Make sure Ozzy doesn't mention your name because you might be booted next.
I'm sorry, Malukas. I didn't mention. I was just wondering what was going on with him because of his injury. But it sucks to see him get cut. He didn't really get a chance to show his stuff, you know. So
or at least with Arrow, he didn't get a chance.
Arrow.
Theo started well. He started, I think,
that's
pretty good. And I guess it just wasn't his race to be.
So you think it's more of a like because obviously Arrow McLaren has an okay car, right? And he's coming from the world of Formula One. Is it more of he has to now adapt to the Indy car and weekends and teams to like show what he has.
Next race, I don't think he's racing next week race.
Okay.
So he's not going to get an oval, at least this first oval.
Yeah.
Which is that already on its own is going to be. We've already been having a pretty much a different winner every week. Mm-hmm. Who knows who's going to take the oval next week, next race.
The oval, which would be the most famous oval.
The most famous oval of all.
Of all, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is Talladega up there? Nah, Indy's more than Talladega.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Talladega's up there, but
till we're in the South, then we'll say Talladega is the biggest thing ever, dude.
Anyways, yeah, Theo
did okay.
I mean, I thought he was gonna. He usually has better race pace and race. He usually races better than he does qualified. This week was a little bit the opposite.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think, like you're saying, I think you just got to get used to it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Scroll up to the little front. To the top, Frankie.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good right there.
Aaron McLaren, like, let's really quick stay on the team. But, yeah, they haven't had a victory in, I think, 2 years.
Well, they had a victory.
They had a victory, an outright victory.
Yeah.
Without disqualification.
They haven't been looking that strong, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Pato looks good, but then Pato does some Pato things, and then he doesn't have good results.
Someone who did have like not a great start or something happened to them was Colton Herta falling back, but then
climbing through,
dude, which now seems like kind of his trend to do, where he fights back from the back of the field up to the top.
Yeah, he seems to. If he starts high, he'll stay kind of relative in that position. Mm-hmm. But if for whatever reason he gets knocked out, he'll climb back up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he likes coming through the pack, which is always fun.
Yeah. But obviously he wants to be in the front, right? Because that's always the best position to be, number one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Colton has always been really solid, right? He's always been in the top 5, at least top 10. Always well-mentioned name. Gets a lot of praise for his driving and everything. But it's been a few years now, and we've been waiting for him to really take this one IndyCar championship by the reins and make it his own, but it hasn't happened yet, so I'm not sure what needs to. Maybe he needs some change. I mean, I don't know. It's just from the viewers' standship. Did I say that right?
No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
From the viewer's point of view,
perspective.
What's it called? It looks like he's missing that extra like little spark, right? That little extra.
Yeah, it does. That's what what I was saying is he gets to the top, but he can't get to the top.
Exactly.
He gets up to 5, 6, 4th, but he doesn't seem to get to to 1.
Uh-huh.
And looking at years past, he did look like he was going to be that other young driver challenging at the top with Palou.
Week in, week out,
Award, kind of similar to where Award, you thought a couple years ago it was going to be him and Colton fighting at the top, and we just haven't seen that from them.
We haven't, no. And we like these two drivers, and this is
big fans of these two drivers.
And this is why we're kind of critiquing on what's going on, because we want to see them at the top.
Yeah, we do.
We want to see them battle up.
I want to see them both
second
move into take a step down and go into F1.
Yeah. But what's it called? So that's something that I noticed. I know he did. It was a good recovery race, good damage limitation, but I guess we'll see the rest of the year if he's able to now really step up. And I don't know.
Talking about the rest of the year, Frankie, please pull up those driver standing. Let's see.
Let's recap after this race, the Indy course race, where we stand now with the man, the Spaniard,
the reigning champ, Alex Palou on top
with 152 points.
We got Will Power, who's been looking.
He's looking hot,
looking strong, looking very, very consistent.
Yeah,
in a top 2, top 3 finish.
He's driving that. I know that last year he wasn't driving that well, but now he's stepped up and now driving at a high level. So it's interesting to see where he can end up and take the challenge to Palou and make sure. Hopefully, Will Power you can keep up there and not let Palou run away with this, you know?
Yeah. And Palou's, I mean, just to show how we're okay, similar to F1 where, you know, Max doesn't get too much camera time. We don't talk about Max too much. Mm-hmm. We're not talking, I mean, we see Will, we say, look, he's been doing really good. Palou is clearly been doing good considering this is his first points win and he's at the top of the table. Mm-hmm. Meaning every other race he's finished decently high.
Yeah. It's like expected that he's going to be at the top of the championship, right?
Last year, I believe his lowest finish was like 8th. No. I mean, damn. If that's your lowest finish all year,
yeah,
especially in a series like Indy,
that's so competitive, right?
So competitive, and from week to week, you know,
yeah,
you don't know what could happen. But I think I could be wrong, but I believe last year his lowest finish was 8th. Damn. Like that. I mean, that's how you win the championship: consistency, right? Yeah.
My I'm a fan. What, driver favorite?
I don't know, bro. You're all over the place right now. I don't know. More than normal.
One of my favorite drivers, Scott Dixon, up there in the podium, 3rd place, dude. And I think it's something like you brought up last week where you were saying how we have like a lot of young drivers that can potentially be really good, but then we have these older drivers that have been in the sport such a long time, and they're able to stay in the sport and move team to team. And I feel like Scott Dixon is one of these drivers that have been in the sport such a long time, but is still able to perform at this high level. You know, and getting up there.
You know who we need to be added to the series?
What was that?
Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso would come and win a championship, and it would be great for him to ride off into the sunset with another championship under his belt.
He'll be doing a step up to IndyCar.
He would finally make that jump to Indy.
The IndyCar.
Like you're saying, imagine if we had this, because the thing with F1, right, the cars are vastly different from one to another.
Yeah.
Here the cars are more similar, so therefore we get to see more of the driver's skill and how they race and the decisions they make. Additionally to like team decisions, strategies.
Yep.
It's not so much obviously that's a different level, right, from F1. F1 is more okay, let's plan for next year's car and make next year's car best.
Exactly, yeah.
This one's like, hey, this is our car, like let's fight, let's squeeze everything we can out of this car.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're able to see Scott Dixon, Will Power, Scott McLaughlin, people that have been in the series for a while, up at the top end of the table, still competing.
Yeah,
with the young people.
But it shows that they still have that skill level, you know, because they have the same.
I think Scott is a real like cool like easy parallel to Fernando, where we see Scott at Long Beach take the victory.
Yeah,
starting nowhere near the top, and you just see that his skill and his race management and his experience is what really gave him the win, right? Mm-hmm. He's not, I don't think he's making any crazy moves. He's not sending it on the inside and then like he finds some grip somewhere. It was literally just experience winning the race. We've seen Fernando time and time again. He just drags someone that seems to have a quicker car behind him, and he keeps that person behind him by the same thing, just experience, knowledge, like all that.
Being good.
And we get to see it.
So you're saying then it's more of a form of a like instead of it being just straight out race pace, it's more than that. Yeah. It's making the right decisions at the right times depending on the situation where they're at throughout the race or whatever, right? So okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, that's why that's why, and I will continue to say, like, this Indy is such an interesting series.
It is.
Where
it's not just about the tools that you have under your seat.
Yeah, and additionally, it's each race to race. Since we have such crazy different tracks, you get to see, okay, this guy knows what to do on this track, on this style of track.
Yep.
And I don't know, just I think it makes Indy like very interesting series to watch.
Yeah, I think that was a very good point that you made right there. I think that's it for the IndyCar road course. Like we mentioned before, the next race is the Indy 500. What's it called?
It's a big weekend.
Connor Daly will be racing in that race.
Our man, Connor Daly, who will be on the show after that race.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh, we can get him.
Make sure you share this video. Clip this up.
Comment.
Send it to him. Blow up his DMs to be here at Full Beans. And with that bombshell, Connor Daly, we wish you the best of luck in winning the Indy 500. And
In his home state.
And we'll see you here after that race. Full Beans signing out.
Race 5 then.
I even purchased a hat. Connor Daly hat. To show how serious we are here on Full Beans.
That's funny, dude. That's funny.
To show how serious we are here on Full Beans. How wavy it is.
What happened there? Why, did you put it on Twitter or
Bro,
what?
I don't know.
Go look at yourself in the mirror first. Let me see. No, now it's good.